Hi everyone, and welcome to the Inside Guide podcast. My name is Marion, and my mission is to help you improve your relationship with yourself so you can improve your relationship with the world. Each week, I help you to empower your life, and I give you some tools so you can start to live your life based on your own choices. If you like the message that I try to share with the world, the best way to support the podcast is to share it with your friends, subscribe to the show, and rate it 5 stars on iTunes. Thank you for being here, and let's begin. Good day, everyone, and welcome to this new episode on the Inside Guide podcast. And today we're talking about how to persevere. So, Marion, how did you persevere? How did you keep up? How did you keep faith and trust? How did you persevere despite everything that you've been through? It is probably the question that people ask me the most. So, it was really important for me to share with you my opinion and what I think about this on how to persevere. So, one of my friends that I've known for ages, we were in secondary school together. So she knew me in one of the hardest moments of my life. I was a teenager. My mother was alcoholic and left when I was about 8 years old. She was living probably 10 minutes by car from where I lived with my dad and my stepmother, but I never saw her. She just, left, disappeared. She was doing her life with another man. Sometimes I saw her drunk on the street. She didn't even recognize me. And back at that time, my dad was married to another woman that had depression, and she was very violent physically and verbally with my sister and I. So it was one of the darkest moments in my life. Clearly, I really wanted to die. I had no idea what I was doing here, why I was alive. And so I was talking to that friend and just asking her, messaging her like, oh, how are you doing? What's up with you? And she said, well, it's been a couple of years that I'm not unhappy, but I don't feel the happiest either. And she said, my life was the opposite that you lived. Everything was normal, simple, obvious, and happy for the first 25 years of my life. And I feel like you, Marion, you've been through a lot, but it looks like somehow it helps you to be where you are and feel how you feel, at peace, grounded, and fulfilled. And so when she told me this a few years ago, it made me think a lot. And I realized that it was really true, what she said. Somehow, what I've been through really helped me to be where I am today, even though it was very uncomfortable. It was very, very hard. Like, you have no idea. But you know what? At some point, I looked at myself in the mirror and thought, that's it. I am sick of being like this. I am sick of feeling like this. I am going to start looking after myself. And it wasn't a magic trick for overnight happiness. It was me being more willing to feel good than anyone else. Why? Because I was born in chaos. And the thing is that most of us, we try to resist discomfort. We don't want to feel uncomfortable. We don't want to feel and experience unpleasant emotions. So, what I want to tell you today is to not be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid of discomfort. Don't be afraid of challenges and downs. Don't be afraid to feel lost, depressed, sad, alone. When you understand that life is a roller coaster of good and bad moments, when you understand that life is an endless flow of ups and downs, you start to live challenges completely differently. Perseverance comes from failing and getting back up. You cannot learn to get back up if you're not down. Actually, you can not even get back up if you're not down. Remember that you learned as a baby to walk by learning to fall. And we've got a huge and real problem with discomfort in our society. Because if you look around you, when you go to the supermarket, for example, and there is a kid that starts to cry, what happens? Most of the time, the parents, they're like, oh, shh, no, that's okay. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. Stop crying. No, don't cry. And there's a huge percentage that, the parents, they do this like with good intention because they don't want to annoy other people. They don't want their kids to feel bad. But that's the thing. We don't want others to feel bad because unconsciously, we associated feeling bad with not okay, not good. We don't want to feel bad. So we raise our kids unconsciously to not feel bad. When we have a friend or partner, a family, whoever, we see them crying, the first thing that we say is like, no, it's going to be okay. Stop crying. It's going to be okay. We try to cheer them up and we want them to feel good. But sometimes feeling bad is essential. So what I want to tell you today is to start to accept discomfort. Accept to feel bad sometimes. Accept that in order to grow, you will have to fail, to lose. You will have to go through unpleasant emotions. And one of the biggest problems is that we are scared to fail. We don't want to fail. So let me tell you 5 reasons of why failure is important. Failure makes you strong and resilient. Failure helps you learn what doesn't work and readjust. Failure builds your character and your confidence. Failure helps you learn how to solve problems. And every failure is a stepping stone to success. So we've been raised and educated to think that failure is bad. And this is why we try to avoid it. But did you know that mistakes grow your brain? Something special happens in our brain only when we make a mistake. Mistakes cause our brain to spark and grow. In fact, when you get something right, your brain does not grow. No matter how many times we fail or make a mistake, the important thing is to try again, to get up. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you learn. So how to persevere? Shift your mindset around failure, around mistake. Shift your mindset around discomfort. Start to understand from your heart that discomfort is helping you, that sometimes feeling bad, feeling uncomfortable, sometimes when it's not pleasant, it's essential for your growth. So let me tell you a story. 1 month ago, I have a very good friend that I met at nurse school when I was a nurse before. And so she's a nurse, and she knows since a very long time actually that this job, it's not for her. It's not her dream job. But she was doing it, as most of us, out of comfort. Of course, it's comfortable. I know what I do when I'm a nurse. I know how to find a job easily. Actually, it's easy to find a job as a nurse. I know what I have to do. I know the codes at, the hospital. I get pretty decent money, so why not? It's easy. Just have to apply. Boom, I have a job. I get pretty good money, so that's it. I kept going. So 1 month ago, she has a new job. She starts this job. The second day, she gets into her car in the morning, but it's been raining all night. The road is very slippery. She's driving and there's a very sharp turn. She loses the control of the vehicle and she hits right in the front a school bus. She got stuck for 3 hours in her car. Just to tell you how damaged the car was. The emergencies told her, "You're lucky to be alive." She got multiple fractures. She cannot move her left arm for many weeks. And she's a yoga teacher on the side. She loves yoga. She loves to teach yoga. Well, she cannot teach yoga for who knows how long. She's not even sure that she will get her mobility back. This is what happens when you try to avoid discomfort. When you avoid the possibility of failing, of getting lost. When you don't want to face challenges. When you don't want to look at yourself in the mirror and stop lying to yourself. Looking at you and say, "This isn't making me fulfilled and happy. Just thinking about the change makes me feel sick right now. Nervous, stressed, worried. But you know what? I can't stand it anymore." So sometimes the only thing that you need is a good slap of life. Telling you, wake up. Because life is sending you many messages to try to make you do the damn thing, to make you do something about it. And when you pretend that everything is alright, everything is okay, when you pretend to not hear or see the messages, life will slap you a little harder and a little harder until you hit the damn school bus. "Oh, cannot move anymore, sweetheart? Well, enjoy this time a little bit to think about your life." And you might think, "Damn, she's a bitch." And if I tell you this right now, it's because a few days ago, I was talking to my friend, and this is exactly what we talked about. My friends told me I had to hit the school bus to wake up. So how to persevere, love? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to hit the school bus. And sometimes when I share my story, there's actually two kinds of people. Most people feel empowered and inspired by what I share. And some people come to me and feel sorry for me. They say things like, "I'm so sorry, Marion. I feel so bad for what happened to you." And when people tell me this, You know my reaction? You know what I answer? I say, thank you so much for your compassion. Thank you, really, I appreciate. But don't feel bad for me. Don't feel sorry for me at all, please. Because I am grateful for everything that happened to me. And if I had to live them again, I wouldn't suppress anything, not even the worst and the darkest moments. Nothing. Because if it didn't happen, I won't be here talking to you today. And maybe it was my destiny to overcome all of this, to show that it's possible, to show that challenges make us grow, and that as long as we try to avoid them, as long as we tried to avoid discomfort, we will stagnate. We will never evolve. So how to persevere? Imagine what would change if, when you feel sad, when you feel uncomfortable, when you feel bad, what would change if you tell yourself, right now, I am learning. I am growing. I can't see it because it's all blurry, but I am. And what I live is essential for my growth. What will change if you cultivate those thoughts? So I want to finish this podcast episode by telling you a quote from Nelson Mandela. It always seems impossible until it's done. Thank you so much for listening. If you want to improve and shift your mindset, if you want to get unstuck from your head, if you want to gain self-awareness, I get it and I've got you. I created an amazing group coaching program called Becoming that will help women to improve their relationship with themselves so they can expand their whole life. We start in January. We've got already 2 beautiful and amazing women that joined the program, and I can't wait to meet you. If you are interested, come to me and DM me power. Your future you is waiting for you.